Welcome to TechPri YouTube channel. I am Folashayo Samuel. In today's video, we are going to dive into FastAPI, a modern Python framework for building APIs quickly and efficiently. If you are a Python developer looking for a high-performance web framework, FastAPI might be the tool you've been searching for. Let's get into it. What is FastAPI? FastAPI is a modern fast web framework designed for building APIs. It is based on Python type-ins and integrates with Pydantic for data validation. One of its major strengths is its support for asynchronous programming, which makes it super efficient for handling multiple requests concurrently. Now, what are the advantages and limitations over other libraries? So, why choose FastAPI over other frameworks like Flask or Django? So, here are a few advantages. It offers high performance thanks to its asynchronous support. FastAPI automatically generates interactive API documentation and validates data, saving you time. It is easy to learn and requires minimal boilerplate code, meaning you can get up and running first. However, there are a few limitations. FastAPI ecosystem is smaller compared to more matured frameworks like Flask or Django. Some specific use cases may have less mature tooling available. You will need to understand asynchronous programming to fully leverage FastAPI's power. Why do you need FastAPI as a Python developer? FastAPI shines in a few key areas, which are: number one, it allows for rapid development without unnecessary complexity. Number two, it provides enhanced performance, especially for high load applications. Number three, built-in features like data validation and interactive documentation help streamline your workflow. Let's jump into how you can quickly get started. To create a FastAPI app, you can use these few lines of code. Before you get started with FastAPI on your machine, make sure you set up your virtual environment. You can set up your virtual environment with the following command. Now, let us activate the virtual environment. You've successfully activated your virtual environment. The next thing to do here is to install FastAPI. To install FastAPI, you use the following command. We successfully installed FastAPI in our project. As shown on the screen earlier, let's paste the code on our Visual Studio Code. In this code, you can have access to the FastAPI hello message in your browser. Going back to your terminal to run the FastAPI code. To run your FastAPI code, use the following command: FastAPI dev. Now, the folder name here, the file name here is main. So we call the file name our project is running on port 8000. Let's go to our browser to test out the URL. You can see this result here, hello FastAPI. Next, let's talk about the path parameters. You can declare them in your routes like this. Let's declare this in our routes. Here, ID is a path parameter and is automatically converted into int. Now we have our path parameters here. Now let's open our Swagger UI to check our two endpoints. You can see our two defined endpoints here. In FastAPI, query parameters are automatically parsed. You can handle the query parameters like this. So this allows you to pass query string like this in the URL. So we successfully have our query parameters. Now let's check the Swagger UI. You can see we have the endpoint here. FastAPI uses Pydantic for data validation. You define modules based on Python types, and FastAPI will handle validation for you. Now let's check this in our Swagger docs. You can see we have the create items endpoint here. With this, Pydantic will validate that the name is a string and the price is a float before saving the data. FastAPI has built-in support for dependency injection, which allow you to share logic between multiple routes. For example, you can inject an authentication token or a database connection. This makes it easy to manage cross-cutting concerns like authentication or caching. Now let's go to our Swagger docs to view this. Here's a secure route. Here's a secure route in our Swagger docs. One of the coolest features of FastAPI is the automatic generation of interactive API documentation. FastAPI generates both Swagger UI and Redoc automatically. You can access them at the following endpoint. You can access the Swagger UI at this endpoint, and you can also access the Redoc at this and Redoc automatically. You can access both endpoints here. You can access them at the following endpoints. Here's our Swagger UI and here is our Redoc. FastAPI supports asynchronous programming out of the box. You can define async functions to handle requests more efficiently, especially when dealing with IO-bound tasks like database query or API request. With async support, your application can handle more requests simultaneously, making it a great choice for high-performance applications. And that is it. FastAPI is a powerful modern framework that is perfect for building APIs efficiently with minimal effort. Whether you are building a small scale project or a high-performance app, FastAPI has the tools to make your job easier. So, FastAPI is ideal for rapid API development with minimal effort. Thanks for watching.